You are not broken by one big shock. You are worn down, little by little, not by a loud betrayal, but by small sentences, long silences, and the moments you tell yourself, maybe I'm just overthinking. You stay, you still text, you still meet, you still laugh, but inside, something starts to crack. It does not hurt right away, it does not bleed, it just feels like you are not the same person anymore. A lot of relationships do not destroy you with drama. They destroy you with a shift in roles. You slowly become the man who apologizes before stating his needs, laughs things off when he is disrespected, stays quiet when something inside feels very wrong. And the scariest part is this: you do not realize you are losing your self-respect. You just feel tired. At the beginning, it is usually very subtle. No one yells at you. No one pushes you out of their life. It is more like this: your opinions stop being heard. Your feelings are called too sensitive. Your needs are treated like too much. So you start adjusting. You talk less. You ask for less. You hope that if you are easier, things will be okay. But you are not making the relationship easier. You are making yourself smaller. This is where a lot of men get confused. You ask yourself, am I just being unreasonable? But the real question is, am I ignoring the signals that are making me lose myself? Doubt is not always weakness. Sometimes it is a warning system, like a light on your dashboard. It is not there to scare you. It is there to say, something is off. You are not here to hunt for mistakes. You are not a relationship detective. Your role is not to figure out whether she is wrong. Your role is to observe where you stand in her life. Are you being respected or just tolerated? Chosen or just kept around? Built with or only used when convenient? And this is the core of her logic. Her logic does not teach you to blame women. It does not teach you to distrust without reason. It does not teach you to become bitter. Her logic teaches you to look at repeating patterns and what they are doing to the man you are becoming. Not to hate anyone, but to not lose yourself. Some signs do not hurt right away, but if you ignore them, they break you from the inside. They break your confidence. They break your boundaries. They break your sense of, I deserve to be respected. If while listening to this, something felt familiar, you can comment, I've felt this, or simply yes, not to judge anyone, just to admit it to yourself. In the next part, we start naming the first signs, small, everyday behaviors that, when repeated, make you smaller a little more each day. Now we move into the signs that are subtle but repeated, not the kind that makes you walk away right away, but the kind that makes you stay and start doubting yourself. This is where you are not hurt by one big hit, but by steady, quiet erosion. And her logic looks exactly there: pattern, position, self-respect. Sign 1, slow disrespect. Disrespect that happens slowly, very real-life behavior. She cuts you off, mocks your opinions, makes jokes about you in front of others, then laughs and says, I am just kidding. The psychology behind it, she is testing boundaries, not to hurt you, but to see how far can I go with this guy. The common mistake men make: you laugh it off. You let it slide to keep the peace. You think, it is not worth making a big deal out of. But respect is not negotiated through silence. Action in the spirit of her logic. Do not get angry. Do not fire back with sarcasm. But do not laugh it off either. You can calmly say, I do not find that funny. Her logic is not about controlling her. Her logic is about holding your own boundaries. Comment yes if you have ever ignored those I am just kidding lines. Sign 2. Emotional control. Controlling through emotions. Very real-life behavior. When you please her, she is warm. When you have your own opinion, she turns cold. No fighting, no yelling, just emotional withdrawal. The psychology behind it, it creates a reflex in you. If I want closeness, I have to make her happy. That is not love. That is behavior training. The common mistake: you start adjusting yourself. You talk less. You give in more. Not because you agree, but because you are afraid of losing the connection. Action according to her logic. Do not chase withdrawn emotions. Do not beg for closeness. You observe. When you are yourself, is she still there? Like the video if you recognize this pattern. Sign 3. Reality twist. Twisting reality behavior. You say, I feel disrespected. She says, you are imagining things. You say, that hurt me. She says, you are too sensitive. The psychology behind it: she keeps control over what counts as truth. Not to win arguments, but to make you doubt your own experience. The mistake men make: you start asking yourself, maybe it really is me. And when you have to ask permission to trust your own feelings, you have already lost your ground. Action in her logic. Trust your experience. Do not argue to get your feelings approved. Observe. Does she listen or does she dismiss? Her logic does not help you win arguments. Her logic helps you read your position. Sign 4. One-way effort. Effort going in one direction. Very real-life behavior. You are the one who calls. You are the one who plans. You are the one who fixes things. If you stop, everything stops. The psychology behind it, she is used to being chased, not used to investing. The common mistake, you give more to earn your place. You think, I just have to try harder. But attraction does not live on one-sided heat. Action, in her logic. Pull back your investment. Do not fill empty space with more effort. You watch. When you stop pulling, does she step forward? Follow her logic if you want to read your position clearly. What do these 4 signs have in common? Not that she is evil, not that you are weak, but this, you are giving more than the position you are being given. And if you do not stop to observe, you will keep sliding from someone respected to someone tolerated. In the next part, we go into the deeper signs where you are not just treated worse, but you start becoming a smaller version of yourself. After everything you've just gone through, you're probably not feeling clear. You're feeling split, not angry, not certain, just caught in that quiet space where part of you senses something is wrong, and another part keeps saying, maybe I'm overreacting. You start doubting your own instincts, wondering if you're being perceptive or just insecure. And honestly, taken one by one, none of those signs felt big enough to justify a conclusion. But the problem is almost never one behavior by itself. It's the rhythm of the relationship changing underneath you. It's the overall direction things are slowly drifting in. Like the temperature in a room rising so gradually you don't notice until you're already uncomfortable. Like a steering wheel turned just a few degrees and miles later you're nowhere near the road you thought you were on. Or like a low background noise that's been there so long, silence itself starts to feel strange. What really matters isn't just what she does in one moment. It's what you start doing inside yourself to live with it. When you find yourself constantly calming your own doubts. When your inner voice keeps saying, it's probably nothing, or I'm just being too sensitive. That self-talk isn't weakness, it's information. Not to accuse, not to blame, but to notice how your sense of stability and self-respect is slowly being negotiated away. And from here, the picture begins to shift. The patterns that come next don't live in mild confusion anymore. They show up in the quiet ways a man starts losing his footing, his center, his direction, his sense of self, without even realizing when it began. This is where many people look back later and think, I saw it, I just didn't want to see it. If you've ever been in that headspace, stay with me. From the surface signs, if you do not adjust, the relationship slides into a deeper level. It is no longer, how does she treat me? It becomes, who am I becoming in this relationship? This is where things start to get dangerous. Not because her behavior escalates, but because you start rationalizing staying. Sign 5. Invisible you. You slowly disappear. Very real-life behavior. Big decisions are no longer run by you. Important plans no longer include you. She tells you after everything is already done, you are still there, but no longer in the story. Metaphor. You are like a side character whose scenes got cut, still existing, but no longer affecting the plot. The danger is not in her, it is in the way you start telling yourself, I am probably asking too much. I should not be a burden. I should be easier to deal with. You are not being pushed out. You are stepping back on your own. Sign 6. Fear leverage. Using your fear against you. Behavior. She knows you are afraid of losing her, and she uses that to keep the upper hand. No need to threaten. Just pull back. Just go silent. You will automatically adjust. Metaphor, like someone holding your wrist, not squeezing, just placing their hand there so you know, you depend on me. The mistake men make, you hide your needs, but expose your fear. You say, I do not need anything, but your actions say, I am afraid of losing you. And power in a relationship always belongs to the one who needs less. Her logic here, you are not loved by making yourself smaller. You do not keep connection by trading away your boundaries. Comment stop if you have ever been here. Sign 7. Public versus private. 2 different faces. Behavior, in public she is sweet. Around others she respects you. But when it is just the 2 of you, colder, more careless, less patient. Metaphor, like a house that looks beautiful on the front, but inside the walls are cracked and moldy. The mistake men make, you believe the public version and ignore the private one. You think that everyone sees us as fine. But love does not live where there is an audience. It lives in the moments when nobody is watching. Her logic. Love is measured where there is no audience. Sign 8. Conditional presence. Only there when it benefits her. Behavior. She is close when she needs you. She is distant when you need her. When she is tired, you have to be there. When you are tired, she is busy. Metaphor. Like an umbrella that only opens when it is raining on her side. The common mistake, you stay, because there was a time she was very warm. But warm memories cannot feed a cold present. Her logic. Conditional presence is not love. The most dangerous thing is not what she does to you. It is this. You have accepted becoming a smaller version of yourself to stay. You speak less, you need less, you expect less, not because you feel less, but because you are protecting yourself by shrinking yourself. And that is how a man gets destroyed without a single punch. If you are at this stage, you are not alone. A lot of people have been here in silence. And if you want to keep walking with the channel, you can subscribe to her logic, not to become more bitter, but to become more aware. In the final part, we will talk about the strongest sign, and more importantly, how you can leave the passive role without becoming cold or resentful. There is one final sign. It is not in her behavior. It is in the decision you live by every day. It is the decision to stay, even while you are shrinking. You are not destroyed in one moment. You are destroyed when you choose to keep staying in a place where you have to sacrifice your boundaries just to be kept. Not because she says something worse, but because she does not do anything different. She does not protect you. She does not prioritize you. She does not choose you. And you are still there. You stay because of memories. You stay because of what you have invested. You stay because you are afraid of starting over. But the truth is very clear. You do not need more time. You need enough clarity to stop. Not try a little more and everything will be fine. But what am I trading away just to stay? You are trading your confidence, your voice, your sense of worth, and no relationship is worth it if it only survives because you have to shrink yourself to fit. Self-respect is not being cold. It is not disappearing in bitterness. It is not getting revenge. Self-respect is not begging for your place in someone's life, not negotiating with silence, not staying where you have to pretend you are okay. A man with self-respect does not need to leave loudly. He simply does not stay in the wrong place. And this is where her logic is understood correctly. Her logic does not teach you to hate women. It does not teach you to doubt everyone. It does not teach you to control anyone. Her logic is a way of thinking that helps you. Read patterns instead of lying to yourself. Hold self-respect instead of clinging. Choose to leave when your position is no longer respected, so you can love without losing yourself. Not, how do I make her stay? But how much do I lose by staying? And if today you truly answer that question with honesty, what will you choose? If this video says something you have never been able to say out loud, you can share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to keep walking with her logic, not to become more bitter, but to become more clear in love, you can subscribe to the channel, not to learn how to leave, but to learn how to stay in the right place with the right value for yourself. And before this video really closes, let's place the focus back where it actually belongs. Not on whether she is dangerous or innocent, not on whether every sign you saw was real, but on something quieter and far more important, whether you are still respecting yourself inside this relationship. Because the real risk isn't what she might do. It's what happens to you when you keep shrinking to make something work. A lot of men live with the belief, if I just hold on a little longer, things will stabilize. So they tolerate more, they explain away more, they silence more of themselves. But sometimes endurance isn't strength anymore. Sometimes it's just fear wearing the mask of loyalty. And in those moments, leaving isn't losing, it's not giving up. It's simply the moment you stop negotiating with your own intuition and start being honest about what your life is asking from you. That's where her logic comes in, not as a weapon, not as a system to control women, and not as a philosophy of suspicion. Her logic is a way of observing without panic, seeing patterns instead of chasing emotional spikes. It's a way of staying calm when your feelings want to rush ahead of clarity. And above all, it's a compass of self-respect, something that helps you stay whole when a relationship starts pulling you apart quietly, piece by piece. So before you focus on what she might do to you, ask yourself this. Are you staying because there is still real connection, or because you're afraid of what it means to face your life without the version of her you've been hoping for? If you've ever been in that space, You don't need to justify yourself here. You're not being judged. But if you want to share what that moment felt like for you, you're welcome to quietly, honestly. And if you want to keep your mind clear, your reactions grounded, and your dignity intact, her logic will still be here. Not to push you, not to pull you, just to walk with you while you stay awake, steady, and self respecting.